Welcome back to The Explainer, where we break down big topics. Today, we're diving into something called CRM. From your very last purchase, all the way back to that one time you called customer service like 3 years ago. So let's get into the tech that makes all of this possible. And this is the interesting part, why it so often feels like it's not working at all. Okay, so to really get what a CRM is, you first got to understand how information moves around inside a big company. Just picture data climbing up a ladder, right? From the ground floor all the way up to the C-suite. So down at the bottom rung, you've got systems just capturing everything. Every single sale, every return, every customer call, it's all getting logged. Then that raw data gets bundled up into reports for middle managers so they can see what's going on. And finally, way up at the top, the executives take all that information to make those huge company-wide decisions. All right, so where does a CRM system actually slot into this whole picture? Well, it can pop up at every single level of that ladder, but it has this one laser-focused job: managing the company's relationship with the most important person in the whole equation, which is, of course, you, the customer. So, what does a CRM actually do? I mean, what are we really talking about here? The easiest way to wrap your head around it is to think of it as a system with 3 main jobs, or 3 arms, each doing something very specific. Okay, arm number 1, service. This is the front line, right? When you call into customer service, this is the magic that lets an agent pull up your entire history in a split second. Every call you ever made, every order, every single complaint, it's all right there. The whole point is to give them the full context so they can actually help you. Then you've got the second arm, analysis. Now, this is where a company really starts to treat its customer data like a treasure chest. It digs through all that information gathered by the service arm, looking for patterns. Things like who are our best customers, or why are so many people suddenly canceling their service? It's all about turning that mountain of raw data into some seriously powerful business insights. And finally, the third arm is automation. This is basically about letting the robots do the boring, repetitive stuff. Think about it. Automatically sending you that invoice, or that little nudge that you left something in your online shopping cart. It handles all those routine tasks so that the human agents can focus on the really tricky problems. It's all about making things faster and way more efficient. So you've got these 3 powerful functions, right? Service, analysis, and automation. With all that firepower, customer service should be absolutely perfect, shouldn't it? Ha! Well, this is where our story takes a very interesting and kind of complicated turn.
I mean, you'd think the answer would be yes, but it's not. In fact, one lecturer found this out firsthand when he went undercover working in a call center, and what he discovered was a huge, resounding no. Turns out, the technology itself is just not enough.
And this quote right here, it hits the nail on the head. You've got this employee doing exactly what the CRM was designed for, carefully documenting a tricky customer problem so the next person could help them properly. But his manager, all he saw was paperwork. He was yelling, "You're spending too much time on the phone." The technology was being used perfectly, but the company's goals were totally at odds with it. So here's the real kicker, the crucial point. A tool is only ever as good as the culture of the people using it. If a company's culture is all about speed and hitting quotas, then even the most sophisticated, expensive CRM on the planet just becomes a weapon for getting customers off the phone faster. That's it. And that right there brings us to a much bigger, more complete understanding of what CRM really is. Because to actually work, it has to be way more than just a piece of software you buy. You can really see this as a split down the middle. On one side, you have the CRM as just a tool. It's software you install, it reacts when a customer calls in, and as we just saw, it can be really easily misused. But on the other side, you have CRM as a philosophy. That's a whole different ballgame. It's a mindset the entire company adopts to proactively manage relationships, and that requires everyone from the top down to be on the same page. And this chart really drives that point home. Look at this. The technology itself, that's only about 25% of what makes it successful. The rest, the huge majority, is training your people and, most importantly, building a company culture that actually supports what you're trying to do. You can have the best tech in the world, but without the other two pieces, it's probably going to fail. I think this is the single most important thing to take away from all this. A CRM system doesn't promise you success, it just enables it. The software opens the door, but it's the people who have to actually walk through it. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to this simple fact. If an organization's culture doesn't genuinely value its customers, from the CEO all the way down, the best CRM on earth can't fix that. The culture is the engine. The software? It's just the dashboard telling you how fast you're going. So here's a thought for you. The next time you have to call customer service, just stop and ask yourself this. Am I talking to a person who is just using a tool, or am I talking to a person who is part of a culture, who is living a philosophy? The answer to that question will tell you literally everything you need to know about the company you're dealing with.